What's up, fam? Welcome to Ask the Mods.
where we challenge you to stop playing and start pushing.
This right here is my divine white Fiona.
And this right here is my...
You're kind of lazy with it tonight. I mean, you slow, you lazy with it. Sound like Barry White over this joint. I got the raspy deep voice.
I'm sleepy. It's late, and I was sleeping, and my husband was like, "Get up, let's go, let's do this." So hey, it is what it is. But this is my delicious husband.
Delicious.
I was looking for a D word.
Oh, okay. You gonna taste me
tonight? Delicious.
You gonna taste me tonight?
Moving on.
You gonna taste me tonight?
Probably not.
All right, y'all. We got a question that came in from a young lady.
All right, here it is. Dear Mods, I have been reading your articles and watching your videos for the past year. It has really opened my mind and helped me in my personal growth through marriage. Good. We're glad to hear that. I have a question that I hope you can help me through. 2 years ago, I found a photo taken of my husband's penis that he mailed to another woman. We were sharing the same cell phone because at the time he wasn't working and we couldn't afford to. I was looking through his photos in order to resend a picture of our daughter to my mother. I confronted him and he assured me that it was sent just as a joke, one I didn't understand. I said, okay. Okay, but kept my eyes on him, something I had never done before. Around the same time of sharing... I'm sorry.
Can you please read?
If I see a picture of somebody's penis, oh yeah, I was just joking. I'm trying to figure out how in the world that could ever be possible. I'm trying to figure out how you rationalize that in your mind. You're making me get up in my sister. What does you think you're talking about? Okay, you know better. Oh, I'm sorry. What is that foolishness? Let me bring it back to the... You saw a picture of my vagina? And the phone. And then you said, well, what's this? And I said, oh, this sitting as a joke. Are you serious? Are you serious? I mean, I just want y'all... I sometimes have to reflect back to you what it is you're saying so you can see how crazy it sounds.
Now let me just say
and you have to be able to have that level of awareness about what it is you're dealing with, in that moment. That's just crazy. That's crazy.
Let me just say this too. We're sitting here laughing and stuff. But truth be told, I mean, we do counseling and coaching. So if you were to be in front of us, sharing this with us, I mean, we'll be sitting there with a straight face,
But I'll be asking you.
But in this moment,
what do you know about yourself that allows you to say okay to your husband or your mate when you find a picture of their penis and they say, oh, I just sent that as a joke, and you say, okay. And you carry on. In your mind, you say, let me start looking at him more. But you just say, okay. I'm going to ask you, because when I say it back to you, you see how crazy it sounds. When we read these letters back, you see how out of balance that is. So, yeah, we're laughing in the moment, but you got to feel that. That don't make no sense. All right, let me get back to your picture. I mean, that was really...
Your picture?
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, get back to the... What's this called? The email. All right. Let me get back to it. So she said, okay. But I kept my eyes on him, something I had never done before. Around the same time of sharing cell phones, I ran across text messages he had sent other women. There were only a few, but they were very vulgar in nature. They were with women he had been friends with in the past and had sexual relations with. Again, he assured me that there was nothing going on, and that he even did it to help his friend who was going through a divorce.
Well, get it together. Come on.
And death of a parent. What a way to help a friend.
That's sarcasm.
Yeah, that's sarcasm. That's what she said. What a way to help. This is what's in the letter, y'all. What a way to help a friend. I tried to get over it for the sake of our marriage, but kept thinking there was more. 2 years crept by. He found a job, and I still had this nagging feeling that something else was happening during this time. I asked, and this time he told me that he confided in a friend at and he confided in a friend at the time. They met up for lunch occasionally, but nothing ever happened. She was unemployed, and they were able to talk about their feelings with each other. His depression over losing his job and us losing our home. We talked, and I reassured him that I was always there to talk to him. I made attempts to communicate with him more, to show him he could always count on me. But inside, I still felt there was more. One day, while using my laptop, I noticed that he didn't log off of Facebook. I knew it was wrong, but honestly felt that I could get the answers I had been searching for all these years. I found hundreds of messages by 3 different women, including the 2 I mentioned earlier. They talked about the things they would do to each other, what their life would have been like had they gotten together, our marriage, etc. I confronted him again and found out that he had kissed 2 women and that one of them regularly visited him at his job. One of the women's husbands found out and confronted them both. He said that there was no sexual contact aside from the kiss, but felt that it could have turned sexual had it continued. I asked him to stop all communication with these women on Facebook. He says he doesn't understand why he has to do that. He stopped communication with the married woman, but only because she initiated it. I feel totally betrayed and feel that he cheated. He says he didn't cheat because he didn't sleep with anyone. I have lost all confidence in myself and feel that I am to blame. He did finally delete the 2 women as his friends on Facebook, but I often wonder what else he may be up to. We don't have money for counseling, so I've been searching your website and others for advice. He says, if I want counseling, only I should go, because it's my problem that I don't trust him. What should I do? Married to an emotional cheater. My. I'm gonna let you get at it, and I'll follow you up.
Yeah, this is a really interesting email because after my wife read 90% of the email, you got to a point where she said, I feel like he is cheating, or I feel like he's a cheater.
Okay.
And the issue that I have with that particular statement is that there appears to be some denial on your part. And also, like my wife mentioned earlier, some rationalization when it comes to just obvious behavior that he's displayed in front of you and just totally disregarding you. I mean, he's just dismissed the commitment he's made to you, to the relationship, and he has cheated. So let me just make that plain. He's cheated.
And it's not just an emotional cheating that's going on. He placed his lips on somebody else's lips, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, so there's a physical piece here.
Yeah,
and
so...
it could be more.
So the thing that I'm concerned about is really your sense of self, through this entire process. I feel like you've allowed him to steal your dignity as you've gone through this. Now, granted, I understand the difficulty in stepping away from a scenario or situation like this and why rationalization and denial even comes up. I mean, it's your way to attempt to maintain some sense of sanity and stability and normalcy in your life and in your relationship.
Say something more about that.
So you deny because to accept the truth would mean you have to do something about the truth. And so you're in a space right now where you're just rejecting it and you're not really trying to embrace it or even look at it because to look at it would be too damn painful to you. And so I understand that. I get that. But what's even more painful and which could even be more detrimental to you right now or in the future is for you to continue living a lie that you're living. Your man is cheating on you. He did cheat on you. And so what you need to do is embrace that reality and decide to do something different about where you are in this relationship and where you are within yourself. He stole your dignity. It's up to you to get it back. He only stole it because you gave it to him. And so it's your responsibility to look inside of yourself and gain some sense of self, some sense of pride back and realize that he ain't got control over you. You control you. You control your emotions and whether or not you're going to give them to him or not. And so again, you got the power, sister. And look at this thing. Stop denying and stop rationalizing his behavior. What he did ain't right. The space that you all are in ain't right. But you can make where you are and where you stand right if you just do something different.
So I really think my husband just made it very plain. He put it out there. But the word that comes to me when I think about you in this situation, in this email, is that you need to have a sense of advocacy for yourself. Advocacy. Advocacy means that you show up and you have a sense of almost self-righteousness. You know who you are. You know that there are certain standards that you have and there are certain parameters that you have to operate within. And when someone goes outside of those parameters, when they violate that, you stand up and say, excuse me, you have crossed the threshold. You can't cross this threshold. You may say that this threshold doesn't look like a threshold to you. You may say you didn't do it like this, you did it like that. You may try to manipulate the circumstances and all of the different things that go into this thing we're talking about to make it look like it's something that it's not. But I'm clear about who I am. I'm clear about what it is I need. And this is not it. When you have a sense of clarity about what it is you will and will not stand for, then you can advocate based on that platform, based on that foundation. But as my husband talked about, when there is a dis-ease within you, when there is an imbalance in you, when there is an insecurity in you that exists before you get into a relationship, then there's a struggle that comes about when it's time for you to have a sense of advocacy, when it's time for you to speak clearly about what it is you will and you won't have. Let me just do this really quickly for you, because this is a piece here that you really got to take in. Now, I love my husband and he loves me. We've been together for a minute. He's down for me, no question. I'm down for him, no question. As a wife, as a woman, there have been certain things that I have told him before we got married and while married. I have said, that is not acceptable. There have been things that we have struggled in, and I can't even think of was something happened not that long ago? Well, I don't remember. But I had said to him, this is not acceptable. And he may, not really gotten it, didn't think it was a big deal, tried to wiggle out of it, whatever it is. But I said, wait, no, come back here. This ain't even about me as your wife. This is about me as a human being. This is about me as a woman. This is about me in terms of my own sense of what is okay for me and what's not okay for me. He's done the same thing for me. You cannot do that. I'm not having it. If we got to sit here and have this conversation over and over again, it's not going down. So it ain't no real time for entertaining a lot of discussion on it. That is the bottom line. Period. I have done that and he has done that, because there's certain things that you just got to be like that on. And it has not for us been necessarily about, cheating and that kind of thing. But hear me when I say to you, if you can't have that sense of advocacy for yourself based on a clear identity of who you are and what you deserve, sister, you cannot move forward with a sense of real clarity about where you're going. You don't know what you're doing. And so if there's nothing else that you get from what we're saying to you today, other than this, do for yourself. Do for yourself what he won't do for you. I'm trying to do that for you right now. Stand up inside of yourself. Don't stay in confusion. Don't say, I don't know. Don't say, I feel kind of guilty. And don't do that. Don't waver. You know what's right and what's wrong. You know that Negro ain't doing right. You know that he's trying to manipulate the situation. And you know that if you stand up inside of yourself and you make clear what it is that you need, what you don't need, what you will have, what you won't have, that he might not measure up. And when you do that, then that faces you with the enormous proposition that you might have to say, we can't do this. And what does that do to your everyday life? What does that do to how you're going to get along? But you know what? If you keep just going along so that you can get along, who knows where you'll end up? You say that you feel that you're to blame and you've lost all confidence in yourself. And so we're going to push you to make sure that you get this and you get it good. You are not to blame. It is not your fault. But if you continue in a situation, if you continue to cooperate and participate in this foolishness, then you do have to take some ownership for the results of what you're getting in your life and in your relationship. At the end of the day, if you want to move beyond this challenging crazy, conflicted, sad place. You have to stand up inside of yourself. You have to speak up for yourself. You have to speak the truth about what's going on, and you have to set some parameters and then do what's necessary to move from this crazy place. But in order to do that, you have to, you must, stop playing and start pushing.